Here's the cane patch. As you can see, there's some pretty good looking cane in here. Some right there with the sheath off, some with the sheath on. It's a pretty nice thick patch, so hopefully we'll get some out of here. You see the ones there without the sheath? That's the ones I want, but he wants the whole patch down, so we want to cut just about everything. Looking pretty good. Hello everybody, Charlie here. We'll try to make a couple of videos to show you some of the stuff that I do and how I do it, and try to work some of this cane up. I just come back from cutting in a patch this morning. Got a couple of pieces here to try to go over with you maybe a little bit. Let you see some of the way that I cut it, process it, get it worked up. So we're going to try to make these fairly short, but anyway, this is a piece of very mature Japanese air bamboo. I've pulled the limbs off. As you can see, there's still a lot of the node work to work up, but as you can see, the sheath, see how deteriorating it is, and it's ready to fall off. You just twist it and it'll fall right off. That's what you want to cut. You want to cut mature cane. Okay, that in the long run will give you the best hour, the best weight, and be able to stabilize it by heating it and straightening it out. What I do once I cut them is, you can see this one's fairly long, probably about 6 foot or so, but I always give myself extra length, and we'll go into that a little bit later. But when I get my cane home, what I try to do is get it all sorted out and get all of these leaf scars off. I want them off. That lets the cane dry quicker, lets the node areas dry quicker. So I'll show you how that I do that. So let me get this thing down here in my lap so we can see what I'm doing. Bear with me here a minute. What I normally do once I find it is I've got just a old fillet knife. It's not real sharp. I don't want it real sharp because I don't want it digging into the cane. And what I do is just take this and run it up and down each one of those nodes to get all of that leaf scar off. And I'll work. Sometimes you can run it down and just pop it, and they'll come right off. That one went into the cane. That you don't want. So we'll go down to the next one. It doesn't take much to get them off. I'm trying to do it and watch the camera, and also bear with me. Get as much of that node cleaned out as you can. And go down to the next one. You really don't have to worry about digging into the cane a lot, because if it does skip in and dig into the cane, it's usually just the rind that's coming. You're not really hurting the cane at all. Once you get everything off, then you've got a node that's good and clean all the way around, and it'll dry out. Here's another one of the sheaths that you can see. If you just twist it, it'll fall right off. That's mature. And I'll do this to each piece of my cane, and as a general rule, I'll put 12 to 15 pieces of cane in a bundle when I get them all done like this. And I use rubber bands to hold them, but the one thing that you really have to watch, you don't want those rubber bands to be extremely tight. Just enough to take some of the bend out of the cane and hold it in place as it's drying. That will let the nodes dry straighter, and the cane as well dry straighter as you do it. We've almost got this one done. And that piece is done. All the node leaves are taken off, and then it's not really unbearably. It's no real hard kinks in it, and that's what you try to do. You don't want one to try to, when you're cutting your cane, naturally be selective, but you want to try to get as straight as you can, because that's going to only help you in the long run when you go to straighten it. So that's the process of skinning the green cane down and getting it ready. But let me show you something else, and we'll talk about this a little bit later. But these are two very valuable tools in working with cane. There's a plastic one, and here's one with stainless. I use this to actually make my plugs for my cane, because I can get the exact size of the diameter without having to drill the cane out. You just take a piece of hard wood, get it a little bit bigger than what the hole diameter that you want, and take a drill and push it through, and this thing will make a perfect little dowel, 1 to 2 inches long, and that will be your plugs. This I use a lot of times in reference in sizing my cane, and I made a statement on my page there about one of the best kept secrets, and it's knock. And believe me, this right here will let you build arrows so that they will all pretty much fly the same as long as you spine them out right by using these for a knock. And I'll go into that a little bit later. So that's enough on this one for now. I'm going to sort some more cane. I got a whole truckload here to do. Maybe I'll get some of them up today, but we'll try to get videos like this going whenever I can, and I can figure out how to get them posted and everything. So good luck. Go get you some cane, sit back and watch it dry. Talk to you later. Bye. Hey guys, we're back. Got a few of these cane cleaned up. The leaf scars or leaf stems pulled off, and the nodes all scraped down and got off. And now I'll talk to you about how that I measure my cane so that I get uniformity between arrow to arrow, and a lot of times I'll get good even spine throughout by doing it this way. One of the biggest things about cane that I see a lot of people have problems with is their knock area. If you take a piece of Tonkin cane, most of that stuff is like 1/4 inch in diameter. If you take that and set it up to your bow to where it flies perfect, I don't care what poundage, what weight, what length, whatever, and you take another piece of cane such as Japanese Arrow bamboo that you've made, and the knock end might be, let's say 11/32, like a cedar shaft. You cannot expect that cane to fly the same as a Tonkin cane, because it is changing your knocking point. Your center of the arrow has now become lower when you put the bigger diameter on up against your knocking point, as it will with a smaller diameter. So keeping the knock end close to the same size, it not only gives you the same finger pinch when you're pulling it to get you a constant anchor. It's a big difference. If you go back and check some of your cane that maybe didn't fly right, that you know was spined right or something, and you look, it could possibly be that it's a lot bigger diameter back here at the knock end. What I do is, when I cut my cane green, I don't cut anything under a 9/32. A 9/32 when dried comes down to about 1/4, and that's all the smaller that I want to go with any piece of cane. But cutting it at 9/32 back here, then I cut my piece of cane from that 48 inches long. That's my drying cane right there. 9/32 at the knock. I don't care what it is down there, but most of your cane, after you cut a few thousand, you'll see that they're going to be pretty uniform in your diameter. They're also, if you've got good mature cane, they're going to be fairly close in a good spine range for most anything that you'd want to make. So what I do is take my little handy dandy drill gauge, slide it down on the cane until it hits 9/32. That's where I cut my knock in, right there. Now I'm going to cut this with the clippers. Normally I don't, but because this can crush it, which it just did. Okay, but that piece right there is 9/32 drying. I take and lay it on my 48-inch ruler, mark it, and come back and cut that. Now I'm going to cut this a little bit longer down here next to this node for right now, because I'm going to cut it off with something else. I don't want to split it. There is a 4-foot long 9/32 knock, and if you look, let me see if I got my wrench in my pocket. Oh, I must have left it outside, but anyway, I got another one real handy. Here's a 3/8, okay, to show you what we was talking about, cutting 3/8 diameter. It's just a little bit larger. It hits 3/8 right there. There's a good 36-inch arrow from 9/32 to 3/8. When you cut them all like that, you're pretty much going to have some matched cane to deal with later on. I hope that little bit helps you, but remember the knock. And if you don't believe me, try it. A good example is I shot professional for years and shot feeder and Olympic style for quite a few years. And when I stopped shooting that, I was shooting ACCs at the time. And then they came out with ACE, the barrel taper. But an ACC, ACE, that diameter that back end is not much more than 1/8 of an inch. So your finger pinch on that is real close when you start putting an arrow in it, and then you put it down on your string, and your finger pinch is close so you can get a good constant anchor and feel all your fingers. Try doing that same setup with an 18-16 and then go to a 20-16. If your poundage, whatever your poundage would work out at, and you will see that arrow will never fly the same. It will never fly right because you have now moved your knocking point down. The center of the larger diameter comes down the string as you put it on. Think about it. Check your arrows, get your knock ends the same, and let the other end of the arrow just go where it wants to. You can sand that down, make it look as pretty as you want, get it into a smaller diameter, whatever you want to do. But the knock end is very, very critical to making matched sets of cane or bamboo arrows. Hope it's a little bit helped. We'll be making some more. Right now I'm about to wring my clothes out. I am soaking, dripping wet sitting out here in this shed. But I wanted to show this to you and offer it to you, and maybe some of you, it'll help you. But go back and just check some of them. If you've got a match set or what you think is, and some of them might not fly to your liking, I'll guarantee you one of the problems could be in the knock. There's other areas of concern that we'll go through as we start doing some more of these little videos. So have a good one. I'm going in the house and cool off a little bit and try to see if I can load these videos for you. Thank you. Bye.